It's Wednesday, the 29th of March, 2023. Welcome to the Fast Five by Fear and Greed, where we give you the top 5 business stories you need to know in just 5 minutes. I'm Michael Thompson, and good morning, Sean Aylmer.
Good morning, Michael.
Sean, 5 big stories today in 5 minutes. It's been a massive 24 hours. Story number 1, Canadian giant Brookfield has promised to invest billions of dollars to accelerate the decarbonisation of Origin Energy after winning board approval for its bid for the Australian group.
Subject to regulatory approvals, Origin Energy will be sold for $18.7 billion. Now, its chief executive, Frank Calabria, said it was a great outcome for shareholders, customers, employees and partners. Now, under the deal, Brookfield, which is partnered by Singapore's Temasek and GIC, will take Origin's energy markets business, comprising mostly power generation and the electricity and gas retailing. US-based EIG will buy Origin's stake in the Australia Pacific LNG venture in Queensland, which is worth $4.5 billion.
Sean, this is a big deal, certainly the biggest so far this year. How is Brookfield going to spend money to decarbonise Origin?
Well, yesterday it said it will work with Indian giant Reliance Industries on renewables in connection with the transaction. Reliance last year said it's looking at green hydrogen opportunities in Australia. Also, Brookfield plans to construct about 10 to 11 gigawatts of wind generation plus 4 gigawatts of batteries to replace coal plants Origin currently relies on. This has been quite a saga. Brookfield initially went into partnership with Mike Cannon-Brookes Grok Ventures to buy AGL Energy. That failed. Brookfield quickly swapped horses even after the government intervened in the gas market late last year. Brookfield stayed interested. The final price of $8.91 is well above the November 9 price of $5.81 when the offer was first made. That's a 40% premium on the bid.
All right, that is a very big story, Sean. Story number 2, retail sales in Australia jumped slightly last month, suggesting that the consumer spending surge is now well and truly over.
In fact, including the data from the Bureau of Statistics yesterday, it suggests consumers pretty much ran out of puff late last year, and that's continued into 2023. Retail sales jumped in November, fell in December, jumped again in January, and last month rose by 0.2%. Last month, it was all about food-related industries, cafes, restaurants, takeaway services. Also, department stores did pretty well. If you look at the 3-month average, retail spending is clearly on a downtrend. In fact, it's down about 1.5%. Over the 3 months to February, one of the worst outcomes in the history of the series. Just shows that interest rates are starting to bite. Not sure whether the Reserve Bank will take much notice of it next week, though, when it meets to decide whether an 11th interest rate rise is necessary.
Sean, story number 3, we mentioned before just how much has happened in the last 24 hours, and this is a good example of it. Liontown Resources share price jumped 68% yesterday after the lithium group received a bid from US-based Albemarle, the world's biggest lithium company, at least in terms of market capitalisation, but 68% is huge.
Yes, now the $2.50 a share offer is a huge premium, 67% premium to Liontown's close on Monday. It values the group at $5.5 billion. Liontown, which has contracts with Tesla and Ford Motor, announced the offer yesterday after 5 months of talks and then rejected it. Albemarle was not impressed. Analysts said there could be other suitors out there looking for lithium plays. That helped other lithium stocks, things like Pilbara Minerals, Alchem, all jumped sharply yesterday.
And there was another takeover offer made yesterday as well, Sean, for United Malt by the beautifully named Malterie Soufflé.
Yes, Malterie Soufflé is French, no surprises there. It's entered a deal to buy United Malt, which is the 3-year-old offspring of GrainCorp. The $5 a share offer is a 45% premium to United Malt's closing share price on Friday. Values the company at about $1.5 billion, Michael.
All right, on to story number 4, and this is fake news at its best, or its worst, I suppose. Twitter, Sean, has been flooded with images depicting the arrest of Donald Trump and mugshots taken by the New York police, but none of it's actually happened. Well, I suppose not yet, anyway.
Yes, have you seen the shots, Michael?
They are alarmingly realistic.
Incredible. They were generated by artificial intelligence and show the former president fighting with and fleeing officers. Another one shows his wife Melania and son Donald Trump Jr. shouting in protest at the arrest. Now, remember a week ago, Trump posted on social media that he expected to be arrested last week over hush money paid to former porn star Stormy Daniels before the 2016 presidential election. Didn't happen. But since he said that, Trump, he hasn't mentioned it again, but he has raised millions of dollars for his 2024 presidential campaign from supporters angered by his supposed imminent detention.
Sean, story number 5, last one. The annual Watches and Wonders trade show in Geneva is on at the moment, and Rolex is winning all the plaudits.
Look, I love watches, but I don't really have the money for them. So the Watches and Wonders show is kind of as close as I get to seeing all these beautiful watches. All sorts of people turn up in the past few days. We've had David Beckham there, Julia Roberts, but most of the buzz came from new watches by Rolex. Now, Rolex is the powerhouse brand in watches and for years has topped the industry in terms of revenue. Buyers went mad last year for the GMT Master 2 for left-handed watch. Whereas this year, it's all about things called the Oyster Perpetual Cosmograph Daytona, the Perpetual 1908, and the GMT Master 2 in 18-carat yellow gold, Michael.
They all sound very exotic and well out of my price range.
Absolutely. Same here.
There we go. The top 5 business stories in 5 minutes. Thank you, Sean.
Thank you, Michael.
It's Wednesday, the 29th of March, 2023. Remember to hit follow on the podcast. If 5 minutes isn't enough, you can find our longer daily show called Fear and Greed, wherever you listen to podcasts, and every Wednesday as well, a new episode of How Do They Afford That? Today's episode is all about the traps you need to watch out for if you're refinancing a home loan. I'm Michael Thompson, and that was the Fast 5 by Fear and Greed. Have a great day.